Okay, everybody, welcome back. This go around, we're going to be going over the Cobra knot bracelet, or the Solomon knot bracelet, however you prefer to call it. So, like I started out last video, you will need some paracord and a buckle. And I've pre-measured this for my wrist. So, the rule of thumb is I will say this, it takes, for every inch that your wrist is, it will take just about 1 foot of paracord. So keeping that in mind, I've made my proper measurements for my wrist, and then I find my two ends, I put them together, and then we pull them until we find our center. And then we're going to start by making our hitch. Okay, our hitch is done, as you can see. And then we're going to take the two ends and put them to the other end of the buckle, from the bottom up through the top. Okay. Then I'm going to get the proper fit for me. Excuse me, so I know where to start my bracelet. So there we go for this one. What I like to do is I pull, and I get put a finger or two in there, so you get a little extra space, so it's not too tight. You want it snug but not tight. So keep it there, and I keep one finger there to hold the cords in place while I release the buckle. Or get it, there we go. Okay, now we're going to lay our setup here out. Now the Cobra knot is probably one of the easiest ones. I know the last one went around with the snake knot, but this one is pretty easy too. And if you remember, if you watched the other video, I started showing you how you can end off some bracelets with this Cobra knot. So essentially, it doesn't matter which side you start with. You can start with the left side, or you can start with the right side. I always start with the right side. This is the same, done regardless of where you start. So I'm going to start with the right. So right goes over the center and under the opposite cord. Then you take the cord that is sitting on top, you go behind everything, and you pull it through this loop that we created. And then we pull tight. Okay. And after you get your first knot in, it's always a good rule of thumb to measure it so that it hasn't moved on you. So I'm going to do this off camera. And as you can see, it is pretty much where it needs to be. So I can go ahead and keep making knots for this. So now, depending on which side you start with, your next pass is going to be starting on the opposite side. Because the first pass that I did, I started from the right side. Then my next pass is going to start from the right side, done the same way. So I start from the left, goes over the center, and then I take the cord, and it goes over that, like that. Then we take the cord that's lying on top of everything, go back around, bring it through this loop. and then tighten it up. And now, since my last pass was on the left side, we're going to start with the right side. It's right over the center, left over that, go back behind, and pull this through there, like so. Another good rule of thumb is, let me show you, as these knots get created, you'll see these bumps on the sides, these knots on the sides. If you get lost and you can't figure out which side to start with next, you start with the side that has this bump on the edge. So say now I go on the left side now. So left over the center, right over that, back around, through, loop, and then we tighten. Pull up and tighten. And then so now we're going to keep going. Once again, right over the center. The other cord goes over top like that. And then it goes behind everything and through the loop from the back. Okay, so I'm going to finish this bracelet up and then I will show you how to finish. Okay, and as you can see, I have finished the bracelet off, and now we have to snip and singe and clean this up a little bit. So let's see, you can actually come down here and see the nice pattern here. Now when you do two colors, the outer edge here will be one color. You know, these two edges, this edge will be one color and the center will be your other color. So if I did this with white and this blue, then I could have the white down the center or the white on the sides. It all depends on which one you start with. So let me go and finish this bracelet off, and then we'll show you what the finished product looks like. Not the prettiest, but gets the job done. Press it down, and that gets it done. And then we'll just, and there we go, guys. Here is your Cobra or Solomon Paracord bracelet.